I grew up in a quiet Midwestern town called Harper's Bend, population a little over 2,000, and about half of them didn't talk to the other half. The kind of town where streetlights flicker, where the gas station closes by 9, and where outsiders are talked about like rare, dangerous animals. I left after high school, like everyone with a pulse eventually does, but last winter I had to come back. My mom had slipped on ice, fractured her hip, and there was no one else to take care of her. So for the first time in 6 years, I was driving down Route 17, the road that every local kid grew up fearing. Not because anything ever happened there, but because of the stories. The stories about the night visitors. People said that sometimes, at the edge of the woods, just off the road, you'd see a stranger standing completely still, facing the trees, never turning around, never acknowledging you, and worst of all, never being the same person twice. Some wore winter coats, some wore torn shirts, some looked like they belonged to another decade entirely, but every single one of them stood the same way, back toward you, head tilted slightly down, arms loose at their sides. We all grew up whispering about them, but nobody actually believed it. Nobody except my brother. My brother Elliot was the last person to claim he saw one. I remember the way he told me, voice shaking, hands cold, like he wasn't sure if he had imagined it or not. He said, "They weren't people." That was 5 years ago. 2 weeks later, Elliot disappeared, and I never came home again. Until now. It was 11:42 p.m. when I crossed into Harper's Bend. Snow was falling hard. Visibility was garbage. And for the first time since I was a kid, that road felt wrong, like something was waiting for me. I slowed down near mile marker 212, the spot where Elliot once said he saw one. I didn't want to look at the tree line. I swear to God, every instinct told me to keep driving, but a shape caught my eye. A figure, standing exactly the way Elliot described, back turned, head down, completely motionless. I slammed the brakes so hard the car fishtailed. The figure didn't flinch. My heart was doing this weird double thump, like it wanted to escape my chest. The snow was too heavy to see clearly, but I swear I saw something unnatural about the way it stood. Too straight, too still, like a mannequin somebody had left in the woods. I blinked, 1 second, 2, and when my eyes refocused, it was gone, just vanished. The woods were empty again. I told myself it was stress or exhaustion, or memories of Elliot messing with my head. But deep down, I knew the truth. Route 17 hadn't changed, and the stories were never stories. Mom was asleep when I reached home. Quiet little street, same creaky front porch, same kitchen with the humming fridge that never died. Everything looked familiar, except one thing. Mom had placed a stack of mail on the table. Not unusual, except one envelope had my name on it, and the handwriting. My hands went cold. It was Elliot's. He always wrote his R with a tiny extra hook at the bottom. We made fun of him for it. The envelope was postmarked last week. Last week. I opened it with shaking fingers. Inside was a single sheet of paper. It said, "Don't go out after midnight, and don't stop on Route 17. They know you're back." No signature, no explanation, just that. The floor felt like it tilted. My throat tightened. If it was a prank, it wasn't funny. If it wasn't a prank, then Elliot was alive, and he knew something I didn't. 3. The footsteps. That night, around 2:17 a.m., I heard something outside. Footsteps. Slow, deliberate, crunching the snow. I peeked through the blinds. At first I saw nothing, just the empty street blanketed in white. Then a figure walked into view, not toward the house, not away from it, just walking in the middle of the street, barefoot in the freezing snow, head down, arms slack. A night visitor. And as it passed under the streetlight, I swear to God, it had the same height, same walk as my brother. My body went numb. I should have stayed inside. I know that now. But I opened the door and whispered, "Elliot?" The figure stopped. The head began to lift, slowly, painfully slowly, as if something heavy was holding it down. I whispered again, louder, "Elliot!" The head lifted higher, and then the figure snapped its head toward me with unnatural speed. It wasn't my brother. It wasn't anybody. Its eyes were wrong, completely pitch black. No whites, no pupils, just empty void. It smiled, too wide, too sharp, and whispered, "Not yet." Then it turned and walked away, as if it had never seen me at all. I didn't sleep that night. My body was wired with fear so sharp it felt electric. I reread Elliot's letter at least 20 times. Don't go out after midnight. I had already broken the rule. But the last line scared me most. They know you're back. Who were they? And why were they still here? 4. Sheriff Dalton. In the morning, I drove to the sheriff's office. Sheriff Dalton had been around since before I was born. He'd investigated Elliot's disappearance too. He stared at the letter for a long time, jaw tight. "This isn't Elliot," he said. His tone was flat, but his eyes betrayed something else. Fear. I asked, "Then who sent it?" He looked at the window instead of at me. "We've had incidents. People getting letters, warnings. You see anything strange on your way into town?" I hesitated, then nodded. He exhaled like he already knew the answer. "Listen to me," he said. "If you see them, you drive. If you hear them, you hide. But whatever you do, don't talk to them." My stomach dropped. I already did. The sheriff froze. "What did it say to you?" Just 2 words. "Not yet." The sheriff went pale. He whispered, "Then you need to leave. Today." 5. The tape. When I got back home, Mom was awake. "I found something in the attic," she said. Her voice was trembling. It was a small cassette tape, unlabeled. She said, "Elliot recorded it the night before he disappeared." My blood ran cold. I found an old tape player in the closet and hit play. More static, then Elliot's voice, shaky, terrified. "If someone finds this, don't follow me. They come from the woods. They're not human. They don't blink. And if they speak to you, it means they've chosen you. I think they're looking for replacements." The tape clicked. Silence. My breath caught. Replacements? What does that even mean? I replayed it again and again, and on the seventh playback, I heard something new. A whisper underneath Elliot's voice. Not yet. Exactly the same voice that spoke to me last night. 6. The blackout. That night, the power cut out. The kind of blackout that swallows everything. No lights, no heat, just cold darkness. At 12:03 a.m., the footsteps came again. Not one set, several. Slow, synchronized, circling the house. Mom hid in her room. I grabbed a flashlight and went to the window. There were 4 night visitors standing in the yard, all facing away, all perfectly still. Then, in unison, they turned their heads without turning their bodies. Impossible movement. Bones don't bend like that. They all stared at me, black-eyed, expressionless. And then, from behind them, I saw a 5th figure step forward, a figure wearing my brother's jacket. I felt my heart tear. Elliot? The figure lifted its head. It wasn't Elliot, but it spoke in his voice. Why didn't you leave? I stumbled back. The visitors stepped closer. I could hear them now, this low, vibrating hum, like deep breathing, but not from lungs, more like something imitating breath. I ran to Mom's room, locked the door, pushed a dresser against it. The humming outside got louder. The doorknob began to turn, slowly, deliberately. Then, silence. When I finally opened the door, they were gone, all of them, except one thing. A fresh envelope on the floor, same handwriting, Elliot's hook-shaped R. Inside was a single sentence. If you stay one more night, you won't be you anymore. 7. The final choice. It's been 3 hours. I'm writing this from my car on Route 17. I don't know what those things are. I don't know why they use my brother's voice. I don't know if Elliot is alive or if something is pretending to be him. But I know one thing. They're real, and they're watching the road. I can see them in my rear view mirror right now. 4 black-eyed silhouettes standing at the edge of the trees, waiting. If I stay, I become one of them. If I leave, I never find out what happened to my brother. The visitors are stepping closer. I have to choose, and I have to choose now. If you're watching this, don't come to Harper's Bend. Don't drive Route 17. And if you ever see someone standing in the woods with their back turned, don't stop. Just go. Before they say it to you too. Not yet.